Hello, Money Queens and listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. Let's meet the women behind the millionaires, the women supporting, guiding, celebrating women with their wealth. You will hear from women millionaires, how they got there, what they wish they had known, what got them to be a millionaire, the emotional side, the spiritual side, the practical side of wealth. You'll also get to meet the women behind the scenes helping make it happen. Let's dive into Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, your host, best-selling author of 3 books, wealth advisor, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. Let's start meeting the women. Hello and welcome to Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, wealth advisor, best-selling author, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. And I'm so excited to have this powerhouse team with us today. We have Melissa Myers and Holleigh Swanson with us. Melissa Myers is the founder of the Melissa Myers Group. Ask Melissa Myers, a best-selling author of this book called Going Rogue, which is still my favorite title out there. And it's such a strong book as well. So thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Holleigh, for being here with us today as we dive into financial freedom and defining wealth.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here. We're super excited.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Holleigh. So Melissa, so much to talk about because I know your background. I know your history, but tell everyone, how long have you been a wealth advisor? You're also a CFP, a certified financial planner. When did your story start in the financial industry?
My story started back in 1999. I learned about what a financial advisor was from a friend who was being interviewed for a position, and she told me about that. So by April, I was at Morgan Stanley getting interviewed and hired and knew I could do it. I just didn't know what I didn't know. I learned a lot in the last 22 years.
What made the position exciting to you or sexy or intriguing? And you said it's about not knowing what you don't know. So being able to step into a role that you're going to learn so much, I would guess. But what else about it got you excited?
Well, I had even if it doesn't work out attitude, at least I'll know how to manage my own finances. I kind of went into it with thinking, okay, what's the worst that could happen? And the worst that could happen would be one of the best things that could happen in retrospect.
I love that you said that because you are such an educator in space. Which probably is what prompted you to write your book that just got launched, Going Rogue. What about you, Holleigh? How long have you been in the financial industry? What made you join up with Melissa, the Melissa Myers team? Yeah, so I haven't been here long, to be honest. I started with Melissa in May of this year, and I really took a leap of faith also. Not knowing what I didn't know, I reached out to Melissa in hopes that she could guide me. And so far, I have learned so much from her. I also read Going Rogue, which has helped me tremendously. It's given me and my now husband a purpose for our finances. And it's been really great. I'm learning so much, and it's just a privilege.
You go where there is the fastest growth. What's the company that is growing the fastest? So this is advice that I've read through multiple books. And I remember reading one book in particular. I believe it was called something like Fast Lane to a Millionaire, something like that. And he was a taxi driver. He drove a taxi. And one day he was picking up a client at his house. It was in the evening, and he pulls up to the house. It is this gorgeous mansion. And this young dude walks out. This young guy walks out, and what's his first thought? Trust fund kid, right? Somebody must have given him money. Because what are the ways we earn money in this world? We inherit money. We work our ass off for money. Might be the 0.0001% who just are gifted money, win money lottery. And he starts hearing the conversation that this guy is having with his buddies in the back of the taxi, or the limo. Sorry, it was a limo. And he was a tech startup. And he turns to his one buddy and he writes him a $2 million check. And he hands a $2 million check to his buddy because his buddy had joined him from the start. He joined this startup, not a lot of money, but he saw the vision. He knew what it was doing. And his other buddy turned down that position for a few $1,000s more at another job. at an established company with benefits, steady income, the safe choice, right? The safe choice. And he got mad that he didn't get a check. But why should he get a check? He didn't commit. He wasn't in it. He wasn't in the early stages when maybe they weren't even getting paid every week. What happens in a startup. And I remember that story so much because on my own journey, I have left an established firm, multi-million-dollar firm that my father created and started and has been very successful with. And I took this huge risk. I left it. Insane. Why would I leave that? Because I outgrew that role and I knew I was ready to create. I was ready to create an impact. So you know what it's like leaving money on the table. I know what it's like leaving that comfortable, cushy job to do what you love, where your heart is. And I also know the guilt from breaking my father's heart, from ruining his visions, his succession, his legacy, all of that. And the turmoil caused my family. I know that. And you can sense, right? There is still the guilt. But I would never have been able to do this if it wasn't for the support of my coaches, my community, my dear friends, but God. I would not have been able to do it without God. I also have to mention Eric, my husband, who's amazing. But without that faith and knowing that God is going to take care of us, and especially for me, supporting my family financially in so many ways, that's scary. That is scary. And having multiple conversations with my husband over, we're going to have to sacrifice a little bit, in the beginning. But to know that he believes in me so much that he doesn't even care about those sacrifices because he can see what we're building. He sees the proof of it every day, and he sees my smile when I come home from work. That's all that there is. That's what's worth it for him. So I encourage you with my own story, that take the risk. Take the damn risk. Stop talking about it. Stop dreaming about it. Because guess what? Your dreams, your goals need a partner. And that partner is you. I can be your partner too. I can be your advocate. I'm here for you, ladies. But they need you there with it. God needs you to decide. He's already desired it. He knows it. He's built it. He's planned it. He needs you to decide. Decide today. And I encourage you, go inward, because that's where you're going to find the courage. That's where you're going to take control over your life. And that's where the magic's going to start to happen. And then all of a sudden, all the fears are going to be shed the instant you take action. The instant you take action, they're going to start to fall away. And then you're going to start to see some real results because you're in alignment. You're in alignment, so it's going to be easy. So to me, taking that risk, it's easy because everything becomes easy afterwards. You fall into alignment, things fall into place. Doors are open, opportunities are opened. So take the risk, ladies. Take the risk.
And Holleigh, you're recently married. Melissa, you've been married a long time. How do you see understanding finances can help hurt a relationship, especially over the long haul, and especially for you, like just coming into a new relationship, being more aware than finances than you probably have ever been before?
Mm-hmm.
It can be overwhelming and it can be scary, especially if you don't have those conversations with your spouse or your significant other, but it actually turns out to be incredibly freeing. Like the clarity that you have afterwards, just getting it out there, whether it's, like I've got a whole mess of stuff and now it's going to be amazing. Just having that, it opens up the doors to a new connection with your spouse, I think. And that's what I've found so far. And we're just getting started. So that's beautiful. I can see that it is overwhelming. There are so many different components to managing money. And then you have two people from two different backgrounds coming together. But a whole new level of commitment. There's something beautiful about that. Definitely. It really is. And Melissa, you've been an advisor for so many years. You've been married for so many years. How do you see it playing a role in people's marriages over the long term?
It either makes them or breaks them.
Oh,
Really.
here, ladies.
Yeah. So I'm in my second marriage. We just celebrated 10 years. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I started getting my financial house in order after I became a financial advisor.
Look at that. And then you to take action, huh?
I did. I was a hot mess myself because the industry has taught us as advisors how to sell versus advise.
Thank you for saying this. This is what people need to hear.
Yeah. And I recognized the gap. And as I learned more, I wanted to help and serve from the position of which I was in and had learned and overcome. And so it was before I was married the first time that I started getting my ducks in a row and tried and applied everything I'd learned about psychology and managing things. And it truly, that's the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of my first marriage was our disagreements on how to handle finances.
I invite all of you to get comfortable, to ground down wherever you're sitting, stretch out, loosen up your neck, your shoulders. Let your eyes get heavy and close. Get comfortable. And take a deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. And as you breathe, I want you to feel all of your to-do list items just fall to the ground. Feel all of your responsibilities for the day, for the week, to just fall from you. All the stress, all the fear, just leave your body. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in this light. Picture it, middle of your chest. See what color it is. See how vibrant it is. And as you breathe in, that light gets brighter. And as you breathe out, the light grows. And it begins to fill your entire chest. And your entire back, down through your legs, to your feet. Allow it to breathe and fill your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. And it starts to fill the room you're in. It fills the building or your house that you're in. See it filling your entire town, your whole state. See it filling all the states around you, all the states in our country. See it moving all across the world. And feeling with this light so supported and loved, secure, grounded, yet also very free. Feeling free and safe to take risks, to pull in your biggest, grandest vision. And let's call in this grand vision that you see for your business, or this asset, this baby you are building and coming to life. Picture it in 5 years, 10 years, what you're doing, the team you're leading,
the stage you're speaking on, who your clients are, who's coming to you for help. The $5 million clients, the $10 million clients, the thousands of women showing up for your book signing. Allow it to come in and receive it, knowing you are safe and you are supported. And if time was no object, if money was no object, what you would allow yourself to do, who you allow yourself to be. What are you wearing? What's the car you're driving? What does your office look like? Who's on your team? Who's at the front desk as you walk in the door, greeting you? In your office leading a team meeting. Being interviewed on TV. Being on the Today Show, on Bloomberg. Sitting on the couch with Oprah. I know that if you are seeing it right now, it has happened. It is happening. It will happen. And let's tap into what you're feeling by seeing all this. Are you feeling joy, happiness, gratitude? Feel chills? You feeling relief? Peace? Excited? And let's ground down into these emotions, these feelings. And may you have these feelings and be able to tap into these feelings all day long, all through the week, through the month. To remember why you are here on this earth, that you have big things to do, that you are well supported by God, by the universe, that you are safe to go for it. You are encouraged and supported to go for it. You are loved, that you are made for an amazing life. You are made for an incredible journey. You are made for an abundant life. And I can just feel, and you can feel right now, the waves of the money coming in. Because you know who you are. You know who you serve. You know the light that you bring into this world. And there's waves of people coming to you. Waves of money coming to you just so freely and effortlessly. Because you just show up in your light each and every day. And the right people are drawn to you at exactly the right moment. Let's sit and feel this abundance coming into your life. Take a few more breaths in, feeling all those wonderful feelings, all those wonderful emotions. Breath in, knowing you can tap into these emotions at any point. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
I was able then to get to a place of being completely debt-free. As I was getting married to my now husband, I was able to increase my income dramatically. I was able to pay off debt. I finished out the basement in my former home. I put in a pool. I was able to travel. I was able to do all of these things because I personally got my financial house in order. And then when my now husband and I got together, we both were strong financially and had our ducks in a row that way, but we disagreed on which way some of the ducks should go. So,
So you could come into it pretty prepared yourself, but it gave you a whole new dynamic with that other person.
yeah,
How did you work through that?
a lot of trial and error. I'm more of the spreadsheet kind of person, and he is
Oriented.
but he wants to know all the details. So I do all the prep work. I manage the day-to-day finances. We both have a voice and we both have an opinion that we respect with each other. And sometimes it's a leap of faith. We're boaters. If he tells me he just bought a boat, I'm like, okay, that's great. I trust you. And on the flip side of things, the day-to-day management of our investments, our finances, he trusts me to do that. But what's great is as a financial planner, I can sit down and show him where we're at any given time. He can look in and see the minutia, the details, but he can also see the big picture. Ask a couple of questions, and within about 5 minutes, he's all set, knows we're good, and he can go on with his day.
Check in. You said a bunch of things I want to highlight here.
Okay.
Checking in with each other is
Yeah.
huge. Being able to have the proof of what you're building that you can share, have a conversation instead of what typically happens is you start accusing each other.
Yeah.
You're not prioritizing this, what you're spending there. The trust you mentioned, having that leap of faith, and the respect. Respect is huge. Yes. So that seems to be the secret sauce when you're, and I didn't even know this is the way we were going to go on this episode is with relationships, with money. And you also said psychology behind money. Does that tap into your work dealing with the psychology, kind of the makeup of somebody, the relationship with money?
Yes, absolutely. Money is just numbers. It's logic. It's quantifiable. It's left brain. However, if it was just that, nobody would have any problems when it came to money. The people who have money, the people who don't have money, nobody would have problems. But it's this little thing called an emotion.
How dare we have emotions around money?
Exactly. So when we can figure out what drives a client to have taken the steps they have in the past and what they want differently, when we know what they want different in the future and what's going to make them happy, and like the subtitle of my book is how to align your money with your values so you can live your ideal life and be a blessing to others. Nobody wants to be a burden. Nobody wants to not be helpful. But sometimes we hold ourselves back until we figure out what's keeping us from being able to be in that position. And sometimes it's just the understanding that we're already in that position. We just don't realize it.
Women are born connectors. Yes, we'd love to talk. We are comfortable crying around each other. But this is also what makes us real. We embrace being vulnerable with one another, and this dismantles that wall, the barrier that separates us from our clients. We aren't intimidating, we are real and honest. We aren't here to judge you, we are here to guide you. Women seeking their own healing from the traumas of life. We focus on personal growth because if we grow, everyone around us will grow. That's how it works with women. That's how it works at the Women's Wealth Boutique. We bring everyone up with us. I'm grateful for the men in our lives who embrace this quality in us, who are comfortable in their own skin to take a step back so we can shine. I'm so thankful for the blessing of my own husband who lets my pink light shine all over. We work with and support all women in the financial industry at the Women's Wealth Boutique, female advisors, professionals, investors, and clients. Our mission is to guide women to invest their money where their heart is, whether that is in themselves, specialty investments, real estate, their own business, to help women spend where it feels good to them, not to anyone else, and to be who they are meant to be at the Women's Wealth Boutique.
In interviewing hundreds of women specific for the book and working with thousands of women over the last 22 years, it doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have, there's still going to be a common feeling of guilt or embarrassment or shame, inability to talk about money, that it's taboo, that we can't celebrate our successes. And that's one of the things that Holleigh and I want to be able to give women, that feeling of confidence, because money isn't so much the numbers in the bank. It's how you feel about yourself and your life and what you're doing to give back and make an impact. So we're focused on giving women a safe space, one, to share their struggles, but also celebrate their successes.
And I can tell that because you've already been vulnerable here with us today. And by you being vulnerable is allowing other women to share their insecurities around money. And you brought up my insecurity around money, the guilt. And we all have these mantras that our parents told us, right? Money doesn't grow on trees. The world doesn't revolve around you. You have to work hard to earn money. And I was thinking of these this morning, what my father always says, and he was always the influence because he's a financial advisor. He's been a financial advisor for 40 years. I'm curious too, for you, Holleigh and Melissa, who have been your big influencers on money in your makeup, and how have they changed? How has it changed?
Holleigh, I'll have you take that first.
Well, I guess for being vulnerable, I share with you, Jessica, that feeling of guilt, like money doesn't grow on trees. I made a huge mess of my finances, but honestly, it's, and I don't want to, I might get emotional, but it might be through my connection with Melissa. And she has really, like, I've always looked up to her just in the way that she carries herself, like whether she is like out hanging out with friends on boats with us or in the pool, or whether it's for work. But she always seemed to have everything together. Like she just felt so calm. I just noticed the way that she would carry herself, and there's like this shine about her. And I was like, oh, I kind of want that. I want that shine on me. And now I understand the sun-kissed and blessed. I want that shine. I want that confidence. And I want to be able to leave a legacy to my kids and to my family without being a burden. And honestly, Melissa's been a huge influence on me and my husband now. But yeah, it's hard to explain in words. But when you achieve feeling emotions as you don't even need to say, like, feel the open. It's like, it's a great feeling. I want everybody to have that. Yes, this overwhelming feeling of love and gratitude for. Yes. And I can say the same thing being around Melissa. She does have this very calming effect. And I can tell she's listening all the time. She's taking things in and she's giving you the space to talk. So that things happen. What about you, Melissa? Who have been the influences on you with money?
Well, I love my parents, but going back to family of origin stuff, I received a lot of mixed messages.
Oh, sure.
My dad he's still with us, a hard worker. He worked in a factory. He was always picking up overtime. So he would be working 12, 16-hour shifts, coming home. We had a farm. He would be out taking care of the animals, tending to the fields. And he was so busy and worked so hard. And I could see that.
And why?
I also had that mixed message coming in then when there was something I wanted that cost money, and my mom ran the numbers, and I would be told, we don't have money for that. We can't afford it. That's too expensive. The same one you had. Money doesn't grow on trees. I was made to feel guilty, and I chose that emotion, but I didn't know it at that time. But I was made to feel guilty because why can't you just be happy with what you've got? You've got a lot more than other people. The mix, and that was a lot from mom, and that's okay. I love her, and I understand that she did what she could given the tools she had. So there's been healing that I've had to go through, and acceptance that, there wasn't trauma, there wasn't abuse, but there was that message that money, we don't have it, and just be happy. There wasn't necessarily a direct message to instill there's ways to change that.
Oh,
so one of the things my mom did tell me that I dedicated the book to my mom because she told me, you can do anything you put your mind to.
It's not just our money we're taking to the next level, it's our mindset, our emotions around money, even our spirit, our soul with money. And that's what's been missing all these years when it comes to traditional money management. So we put together money mindset meditations, harnessing our inner wealthy woman, letting her speak to us, feeling who she is, what that woman looks like. A lot of times we're trapped in this life for so long. I just had a call with a woman going through divorce. She said, I feel trapped for 20 years. It's gonna take a lot to get her from that feeling of trapped in survival mode to embracing that true spirit, that power in her. So we put together these meditations, a whole series, a workbook taking you day to day to dive in deeper as you go through the books. And that's what I love. There's questions to prompt you, journaling, meditating, what to look at, really looking at what are my true limiting beliefs about money. The crazy thing is reality is just a mirror of what's inside of us. So if you are constantly putting out there that I'm not enough, I'm never gonna have enough money, I'm never gonna know any better, that's what's gonna come back to you. And I see it all the time. I hear it with women, and I'll call them excuses, but like, I don't have enough time, I don't have money for this right now, I don't have it in me, I'm just stuck. Well, that's the reality that they are bringing to their life. So it's shifting and getting rid of those blocks, those barriers we don't even know exist yet. How do we push past those blocks, those barriers, so that we can have the wealth that we deserve, that we are after, and not feeling shy about it or guilty or greedy about it. Feeling grateful for what you have, but also striving for more. That's what these book bonuses really do help you with. Plus you get also my first book, Strong Woman, Stronger Assets. You get my second book, Time to Refine. And now here we have the spiritual side of money, how faith can come into play with money, how to find your purpose and align your money with that purpose as well, to just keep growing and being able to give back and make an impact in this world.
Yeah. And it's such a good lesson that you can pick what you want to keep with you. You can heal, cut the cord, release the cord, whatever terminology you like to use. The other aspects, and as you said, they're just repeating what they've learned from their growing up, from their parents. But you've become so aware to them that you can change that pattern at any point.
Yes. And, I have a 16-year-old son. I made a conscious decision early on that I never wanted to tell him we don't have money for that. Now, he's not spoiled. At Christmas, he only gets 3 Christmas presents. And the reason for that, I borrowed somebody else's ideas. I have a girlfriend who blah, blah, blah has another friend. And I was listening, as you said, I'm listening and observing. This other friend said, we only give our kids 3 gifts at Christmas. That's what Jesus got, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Well, that was way before I was married, way before I had a son. But I remembered that because post-divorce, my son was 2, Christmas time rolls around, and I was having mama guilt. And I spoiled him. He was 2. He didn't know any better. I had this epiphany when I stacked up all of his toys and made a little display on this chair and took a picture so we could remember it. A week later, he had taken like 3 toys off of the chair to play with, and the rest of them were all sitting there on display. So when he became 3, I started my policy of you get 3 gifts at Christmas time. So now he doesn't know any different. That's what he knows he gets. That's what he expects. He's appreciative and grateful, and life goes on. And I'm not having Christmas expenditure hangovers.
I might steal that. I love that idea. Having 3 gifts just like Jesus had. That's fantastic because again, my kids get inundated, especially from the grandparents. They get there's too much stuff, and as you said, they don't even playing with it. You ended up collecting stuff and throwing it out within a few months.
Yep. So he gets experiences now. He's pretty well traveled and has his second passport. We're going to Panama for spring break.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So he gets experiences instead of things.
Amazing. That's what he's going to remember. And this is what I want to talk about too, as we were touching on this, defining wealth. And this is something that you ladies talk about a lot, is understanding what is it that we're after. So many times we're chasing the wrong thing. We're chasing what society tells us. We're chasing what TV commercials tell us that we need to have or want to have. How do people understand what success is in terms of their own lives?
Hi everyone, my name is Camille Leda and I am the Director of Operations here at the Women's Wealth Boutique. I am so excited to announce that our firm will be rolling out a new service for estate planning. I know you're probably asking why an estate plan. An estate plan allows your voice to be heard after you passed away. An estate plan provides you with control as far as how your assets are divided and distributed. It helps your family avoid probate and reduce the risk of disputes between family members. An estate plan secures your children's future, as well as address any special circumstances that a court or judge knows nothing about. So go to our website at www.womenswealthboutique.com, select your favorite advisor, and schedule estate planning today.
Would you like to go? Okay.
Let's hear it, Holleigh. Okay, here we go. I think for me, and I know that Melissa writes about this in her book too, Going Rogue, is mindset and kind of touching back to psychology of things and your attitude and your belief about wealth and your finances really shape your journey. Like whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Like you have to make that mindset of like, this is what I'm doing and this is what I know, and go with it. And I think that a lot of times it's so easy with social media and other things like that, where we're constantly being told like you must have a Range Rover and a Lamborghini in your driveway in order to be successful. But at the end of the day, if you don't believe that in your mind and your heart and your soul, if you don't believe that you are successful or that you have value as an individual, I don't think you'll ever be successful. Ooh, that is strong. Very true. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. What about you, Melissa? How do people, when you're working with clients, and as you said, if we don't get the mindset, the psychology behind the money, it's never going to be enough.
Right.
How do you get people to overcome that story that they're telling themselves? It's never enough. And I see with my own clients coming up to retirement, like, it's never enough. There's never enough money. There's never enough. I'm going to overspend. How do we help people overcome that?
I think there's 2 components to that. One is identifying how much margin someone has in their life financially. Because if we knew we had plenty of margin, if we had enough wiggle room, if we're sitting in first class seats versus the back of the bus and coach, like, we would feel more comfortable, right? So part of that comes through the whole process of working with a financial planner, understanding what you have done that has still left some gaps in your financial picture, what potential risks might be ahead or roadblocks, and having tools, having plans, having alternate scenarios in place to overcome those and address those. And sometimes it's just as simple as knowing what those pitfalls could be that gives you the comfort level to overcome it and not have that fear.
So what are the real reasons people are having these feelings or having these repeating patterns of money issues? And I wanted to dig deep into those areas. What are the triggers? What are the emotions? Let's actually have some healing instead of just doing a quick fix. So having those 2 different kind of conflicts in me, I decided, I begged my father, can I just focus on women? Can I reach women? Can I dig deep with them? Have events for women? That spurred my first book, Strong Women, Stronger Assets, my second book, Time to Refine, and then finally Confessions of a Money Queen. And so here I am, not your father's advisor, years later, opening up the Women's Wealth Boutique, the fastest growing female-owned firm in the nation, but we're also a multimedia firm because our goal is to get resources, financial education, literacy out to women. Even one of our biggest viewers for our blog is in underdeveloped countries, for women, getting them the financial resources that they don't have access to at all. So you can work with us as a one-on-one capacity as a full-time client, or you can be part of our community just with our events, our books, our online courses. There's so many different ways to get engaged with us. So one, we focus on women and we will not apologize for it, but also we are a multimedia firm, which is very different than the traditional financial advisory offices you see.
A lot of times the fear comes in because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know. Maybe you're on track and you just think you aren't. Maybe you have plenty of wiggle room, but you don't know that. So I think in order to have clarity, you have to have somebody walking with you as a guide and helping you take care of the things that still need to be addressed, and then also supporting you through the market ups and downs. But it's not all about the market. And that's why in the book, chapter 1, we talk about looking at your life, not looking at your money.
Switching it, because we're so money focused. We need to be money focused.
Yeah,
so our industry tells us.
Yeah, first appointment, you got to get your statements and come in and see. And then Holleigh, I ask them not to bring their statements unless they really want to. We're having a conversation. We're finding out if we're a good fit for each other and if we're able to help you with what you actually need. And one of the things because there's always something, there's always some catalyst that gets a potential client to come in and have that first initial conversation. In the second meeting, and we know we're going to be a good fit, we want to take it we want to go on the second date. Then what I do at the onset of the meeting is ask that person sitting with us to pause for a moment and think about what they value most in life. If money were no object, what is it that's most important to you?
And everybody can do that listening right now. You can pause the show and think, what is it that's most important to you? Family, freedom, your health, faith. So good one. Yes.
Fun. How many of us are running the rat wheel, hamster wheel? We're going.
How many times a day can you say that you are actually having pure fun?
Exactly.
And not worrying about the to-do list or getting back to work, things like that.
Yeah.
Point.
Yep. So that's where we're different is we bring in the qualitative aspects of someone's financial picture. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times it doesn't matter how much money you have if you have poor health. Right?
Very true. Yes.
Now the money can help support maintaining a healthy lifestyle or addressing ailments and illnesses. But typically it comes down to where you're going after you leave this earth, who you're spending your time with while you're on this earth, and the quality of life that you're having by being able to be mobile, to be healthy, to have a long, healthy life. I read a book a few years back. It was Live Long, Die Short.
Oh,
why be stuck in disease for years and years and years?
Kindle, yes.
Yeah. And money is just a tool to help us aid in the prevention of disease. Mm-hmm. So if we have enough money, because so many times when we go through lifestyle analysis, I will hear, oh my gosh, we're spending too much on groceries. But food is nutrition. Food is fuel. Food is medicine.
As an investment into your health.
Absolutely.
Unless you're stocking up on the Oreos that we own aisle. But for the most part, if we're spending more at the grocery store, it's less eating out, less at fast food restaurants. So it could be, dare we say, an investment.
Yeah. And so many times, if somebody's in the position where they're trying to have more cash flow to cut things out of their budget, they'll cut supplements, they'll cut the gym, they'll cut massage, they'll cut the self-care categories, where I'm of the camp that I view those as investments in yourself. And so what else maybe could get shifted? And I'm totally against getting rid of the waste, cutting, but sometimes it means elimination, but not always. Sometimes it's just cutting back or redirecting to a better place. So I think wealth can be measured however you see value in your life. It's not the money in the bank, because money in the bank, it's relative, right? I was just watching a show yesterday about excess and the way it's just totally corrupted our young people, kids rolling around in really expensive cars, doing things they shouldn't be doing, throwing $100 bills out the back of their car, and they're teenagers, right? So it's not about the money necessarily, but I do believe that the more solid of a foundation that you have with your wealth, the more you can bless others. And I had an epiphany not too long ago, about a month before Holleigh joined my team, that part of what I've been doing all along, preparing before I needed to, was to be in a position where I could provide opportunity to other people, not just my clients, but also my team. Hence Holleigh being on our team.
Yes, that's
So I take it on as a bigger responsibility than just my own personal finances or those of our clients. Now it's providing jobs and clarity and a future for other individuals, even the people that subcontract for us. I'm in a position where I don't have to do everything. I shouldn't be doing everything, but I'm blessing others. And then what kind of a cool trickle down effect is that? Because they're having a livelihood and they're choosing how and where to spend their money that they're earning. So I think I don't know. I look at it kind of like from a greater good of the world, and that makes me excited.
I have this week where God is rearranging my entire schedule. I'm sure that's happened to you, where all of a sudden he's like, nope, not meeting with that person. Nope, you're going to have to wait on that project. Nope, timing is not right with that one. And I don't know about you, but for me, I try to control it. I'm like, oh no. Things feel like they're slipping out of my hands. I can't control the timing. I can't control when things are getting done. And then the anxiety, the stress, the frustration, the guilt, all these things come to surface. But what I've learned, especially doing my journal work, is he's rearranging things for a purpose. One, he's closing doors that we shouldn't be going into. But maybe it's a distraction. Ooh, squirrel, let's go see what's down this one. And maybe it's a prospect, a client you shouldn't be working with. And he's going to close that door. And in the meantime, he's also opening up all these other amazing doors. And I was just listening to a pastor talk about how God blesses us in multitudes. So usually it's not just one blessing that's coming our way when all of this rearranging, this realignment is happening. It's multiple blessings. It's about to rain down blessings on you. And that's what I've noticed. He's making you pause. He's making me pause this week to rest, because something huge is coming. Something big is coming. And usually for me, I dive down into my writing. That's when I get a lot of my writing done. Now, I write in batches, and I'm getting myself ready and prepped. I need to evolve myself. I need to grow and expand to get to that place where I am ready for the raining of blessings to come down on me. Same for you. But the problem is we have put hustling on a pedestal. So when God is taking things from us to give us better things, or things more in alignment with ourselves, we feel we need to do more. I need to reach out more. I need to do more. I need to put on an event. I need to be on social media more. Do. Instead, he actually wants us just to be. He wants us just to be. He wants us to know, he wants you to know, it doesn't have to be this hard. It can be easy. And it should be easy. He wants it to be easy, especially for you. So I don't know about you. I'm going to take this time to rest. I'm going to take this time to write, reflect, expand, evolve, because I know something huge is coming, and it might just be one thing. It's a lot of things that are coming, and it's going to come really fast. You probably have noticed this. It's not just one blessing. It's a lot of blessings, and they just keep coming and coming and coming, and they are raining down on you all at once. And as this pastor was talking, blessings to God means options. So buckle down, because a lot of options are about to come your way. And they are going to be bigger and better than you ever expected. And here it is, right on my journal, right? Mercy unto you, and peace and love be multiplied. Multiplied. Right there in the Bible, multiplied. God multiplies the blessings. Whenever we ask for something, he multiplies it. He'll do it 10-fold, 70-fold, 100-fold more. So I hope this gives you hope and some needed reminder that you need to take care of you. Okay, boo? Take care of you. Rest, relax, because the blessings are coming. They're on their way. And this is an exercise of trust. How much can you trust that God has your back, that universe has your back, that things are working out to your advantage, always working to your advantage? How much can you sit back and trust and enjoy and be at peace knowing it's coming? More is always coming. Work on your trust game, girl. Work on your trust game.
It's true, and how much information they're absorbing just being in your presence and learning from one of the top advisors here in the States, especially focusing on women. I love both of what you ladies have said today. Going Rogue is Melissa's book. I highly encourage everybody to read it. It's a quick read. There's so many amazing nuggets in there that you can start implementing right away. So grateful for Melissa and Holleigh joining the Women's Wealth Boutique, being part of our community, our team. And you're right. Now you're able to give back in so many different ways, whether you're donating your money, your time, you're now hiring people and employing people, which is a huge piece of our society. And it's amazing what you two ladies are doing. Thank you so much for being here. Can you let everybody know where they can find you, follow you, get your book, all the goodies that we talked about today?
Yes, we sure can. The first place to go would be to askmelissamyers.com. You can sign up for our email list there. You can go to goingrogue.askmelissamyers and get the book. It's available in print and ebook. Oh, one other thing. When I set out to write the book, I made a commitment to have all of the proceeds go to nonprofits that benefit women. So I'm not making any money off of this book. I am giving more money out because of the book and because of the purchases and the creativity that other people want to help me participate in.
That's amazing. You're just sharing this huge resource, this information, education to women, and even people who aren't in the United States. They can take advantage of this book, get the ebook, get the paperback, and you can start rerouting your financial trajectory in this world. So thank you, Melissa. How about you, Holleigh? What can people find you? You can find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram. Search Ask Melissa Myers and Melissa Myers. You'll find us there on social media. Awesome. Thank you both for being with us today. Any last words for our listeners?
Go Rogue.
Go Rogue. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that. Well, yes. I mean, all the advisors who've joined us at the Women's Wealth Boutique have gone rogue, or they just knew there was something bigger out there, and unconventional, very innovative approach to money. That's what I think of when I think of Melissa Myers and her team. So thank you, ladies. It's awesome to see you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting our podcast, The Women Behind the Millions. We'll see you on the next one.